Hello and welcome to StroongeCast E77.
What did you eat?
Well, that's a very good question. What did you eat?
Breakfast. I just eaten my breakfast.
You did.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll get to that. But anyway, before that, how's your week?
Well, this part of the week has been fine. Last week I was under the weather. So I just spent lots of time trying to rest and get better. And I am much better this week.
Can you smell yet? That is to say, smell things, not like, do you smell?
I can smell a little bit. I completely lost my sense of smell.
It's not the first time that's happened to you.
No, because this definitely wasn't COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't lose my sense of taste.
That's interesting, because normally you do.
Only with COVID. COVID just wipes everything out of me.
No, but I meant people in general, like when you get a cold.
I see. Yeah, no, I think since COVID, having it the first time, now, I mean, I don't really get colds anymore, but apparently now I do. Yeah, my nose just gives up. And every time I have COVID or anything like that, my sense of smell gets a little bit worse every time.
Oh, yikes.
But yeah, so I can smell things if I stick my nose in them. But that's about it.
Yeah, because what did we dig out of the cupboard this week? Really something nice, wasn't it?
The diffuser that we got for free on our cruise ship.
Yeah.
So that company has a signature scent, which has loads of things in it, actually. I was surprised.
It's amazing.
Like 6 or 7 ingredients, scents into it. And it's all over the ship, and all of their ships. So it just smells like cruise.
It's a really, really nice smell.
It's really nice. And part of our package when we went away last year was that we got the diffuser for free. Complimentary.
And we saw people selling it on eBay for silly money.
Yeah, because you can't just buy them. Like the actual company don't sell them. And there was a couple, I think someone was selling one of them on eBay for £73, which is a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, it smells super nice and we've kept it all this time and then decided actually it's just time to use it. So I can smell that if I get really close to it.
Yeah.
Can you smell it? You're probably used to it now because you've just been sat in the room.
Maybe. But I was saying last night to you, wasn't I, that when I was playing on Jamulus, I could smell it. It smelled like I was playing a gig on the cruise ship. It was really cool.
That would be really cool.
I enjoyed that. And what happens is when you open the door or anybody walks in and out the back door, it blows the scent more in the room. So that's quite cool. It does change it.
Yeah.
Actually, I was thinking about in general, it's just more diffusers. I think because they don't cost to run, they just cost to buy. I like the idea of a good diffuser.
Yeah. I think we've got a really, really nice one in the bathroom down here that I got for my birthday, not last year, the year before. And it's still got the liquid in it. And it was so super strong.
Yeah.
But now it doesn't seem to be, even though, because you have to
change the sticks.
Well, you rotate them. And I do that regularly. And it was so strong to begin with. And I don't know, it's kind of like it's lost its spark, even though there's still quite a lot of the liquid in there, which is a shame because
we like that.
Really nice. But, I guess.
I know it's a bit of a tangent, but actually curious whether you listeners have diffusers or candles or like scented things in your house. Some people cannot take those because it like affects them. So is that your thing?
Yeah.
It's our thing. We like scents and wax burners and stuff, don't we?
And I'm always very conscious. We do have animals. So I would hate to think that anybody walked into our house and thought, oh, I can smell that guinea pig or smell that dog. Not that she's a smelly dog, but.
Or what you had for dinner last night.
Oh, yeah, I don't like that.
No, I don't.
No.
So you're better, or getting better anyway.
Yeah, no, I'm better. I've been like super tired as normal, but extra tired. But that's just what happens, isn't it? When you're ill and then you're recovering.
That's another thing we could talk about, though. Another tangent before we've even started is the thing that we're now taking before bed. The drink.
Oh, the drink, the Wellguard sour cherry drink.
Yeah, that was recommended to me by one of the singers I work with, and I just thought I'll try it because, well, if it doesn't do anything, it doesn't do anything. But I'm getting much better quality of sleep, longer sleep, hitting 6 hours most nights now, which is before I'd get like 5 hours and 20, 5:10, 5:40, never 6.
Yeah.
You're getting fewer wake ups.
Yeah. I was waking up like 10 to 15 times a night before, and it's about 3 or 4 now. I think last night was 4, but all the previous nights like were 3 times, which for me is incredible. And they're just very brief wake ups and then back to sleep.
Yeah.
So I think it's the magnet. So this drink, it's Wellguard by Wellguard. It's a tart cherry juice, and you mix it with water. And
I never knew there was anything I could get to help me sleep better. I mean, I know the sleeping pills, but I mean, like, not that. So it's really nice to have found something that isn't that.
Yeah.
Because I fear then that I'll just like never wake up, to be honest.
No. But this, I think the idea is that there's naturally occurring, what's the word?
I know what you mean, but I can't think of the word either.
Not necessarily vitamins, but things in it that help your nervous system and your muscles, and like all of those things that just help you know, get a better night's sleep. It's got loads of nutrients, vitamins, all sorts of things in it.
Works really
and it's
well.
got really, really good reviews. And yeah, it seems to be working for us, doesn't it? And I definitely don't think it's, for me, definitely not a placebo, because my sleep is, you know.
Well, the Apple Watch
anyway.
tracks both our sleep, and it's telling us that we're sleeping better. So it's not placebo. You can't fake that.
No, but you know, sometimes you take something and then you're like, oh look, I feel better. But I don't think that can happen.
Well, I went into it not thinking anything, because I'm a skeptic at heart when I can be. So the fact that it is working is enough.
It's definitely helping us. Yeah. So that is a positive thing.
Yeah. And especially around the time of being sick, taking something to help you get better quality of sleep is a good idea anyway.
Yeah.
So it came around at the right time, I'd say.
Definitely. So yeah, tell us about your week.
Well, actually, I had a really good week. On Saturday, I met up with some friends. Well, actually, they met up with me here. And we played a lot of loud noises while you weren't here. Tell us not to.
I never do that.
Nah, you wouldn't, to be fair.
No. Honestly.
But the thing is, this guy, he suffers with arthritis a lot and doesn't play. And he's got all the gear, but he just doesn't get a chance to play it that much. So I sat him down in front of mine and I said, look, here's some sounds. Just go to town. I can just walk around the room, and I did. And then his wife and daughter were here as well. And they were happy to see him playing. And he messaged me afterwards, actually. He phoned me up and said, thank you for making me play. I enjoyed it a lot.
That's nice.
It was really nice. After that, we went to mine and Charlotte and your mum's and Jake's favourite Indian place down the road. Because I said, look, in London, everything's mega expensive, but this place really isn't. And you get really, really good portions. It's the same place I mentioned in December last year.
Also, when you're going out, you know, with a friend or something, you want to take them to somewhere that you know and trust.
Absolutely.
You're going out to try like a brand new place and then it ends up being rubbish. You're just all going to be really disappointed.
That's your memory of that trip.
Yeah.
Everybody ate well. Everybody loved it. I'm the only one that took home late stuff for the next day because I wanted to, because I knew it was going to be good. And they do takeaway, so they already had the packaging for that. And I think next time I go there, I'm going to do the same because I know it's good and it lasts. So for 4 of us to eat, and we all had, you know, a good amount of food, I think Tim said at the end of the day, because he offered to pay for all of it kindly. I did try to pay. I did. He said it's about 120 quid or so for 4 people in London, right? Some of us had alcohol as well, so you can imagine that's a really, really good price. And the wait staff are just phenomenal in there, so that was really nice. And on Sunday, all of us went out, didn't we, to Nando's?
We did.
Met up with some of my family and a really cute little cousin of mine.
She was adorable. Super cute.
And she ran and gave you a big hug at the end. It was really nice.
Yeah. She was really cute.
Squishable.
Yeah. Very cute. And we all had nice food, and
I think we all enjoyed that, didn't we?
Yeah. We all had a great time.
I think we have to do that again. It's between that and Pizza Express. Like, I'm happy either place, to be honest. And they're both within walking distance.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. So it's funny, I don't leave the house for ages and then 2 things come along at once, like buses.
I keep telling you need to get out more.
I know. It'd be a good opportunity to do that. We were supposed to go and get chips in Queen's Park anyway, so.
At some point. I mean, yeah.
In the summer.
Yeah. But
that'll be nice.
Yeah. There's
So go on
Plenty of
then.
other things.
Quiz us. What did we get right or wrong last week?
So the quiz question was, which food was once used as currency by the Aztecs?
Someone did say, didn't they?
Yeah, so we had a few comments from Marie on
Thanks, by the way.
YouTube, so
Lots of
thank
comments. We
you.
really enjoy that.
Yeah.
Don't stop.
So the one that she said in reference to that was, the only food I can think of when it comes to the Aztecs is corn. I'll bet they used corn as currency. I'm going to laugh really hard if I get it wrong. You are going to laugh because it's not corn.
What is it?
It's cacao beans or...
That sounds familiar now you say that.
Yeah.
Like I should have known
So
that.
it's not cocoa beans. It's
Cacao beans.
Cacao beans.
Wow.
So that is what they used.
Isn't it funny that the quiz question last week is about food and our topic this week is about food?
Yes. This week's question is, what was the first toy to be advertised on television?
Ooh, good one.
Yeah. So before we move on, we will just go through the other comments that Marie also posted.
Yes. Like a mailbag.
Yeah.
Virtual mailbag.
Virtual mailbag. So she said that her friend used to drink blackberry brandy for coughs when they were little. She doesn't know if she still does now, but and then the other old wives' tale is onions to help with cold. And now I have actually heard this, and I know that there are some people that still do this now. I don't know if it's for colds or a fever. She's not quite sure, but you put slices of onions on the bottom of your foot and then put a sock on over the top.
I know
And
this
it's
to be
supposed to
true.
help.
My dad has done this. He told me
Yeah.
last week. And he said it really, really does help.
Yeah, and I've heard of people putting like half a cut onion in a room with someone when they're ill.
Yes.
So yeah, that's supposed to. And she, Marie, also says that her grandmother often recommends putting onions out.
Yeah.
So it attracts the bad germs, apparently.
So
And-
onion juju.
Yeah. She says Afghan especially have a lot of old wives' tales.
I just think this whole topic is super fascinating because you're only ever going to hear the stuff from where you live, probably, unless you're like gran or auntie or something tells you something from a different part of the world.
Yeah.
So I
She
love
said
it.
that Afghans have a ritual of throwing water after somebody when they leave on a journey for good luck.
Mm-hmm.
And that the evil eye amulet is something that Afghans will often pin to a newborn baby's hat or put around their neck or wrist to ward off evil spirits.
Wow. This is why, right, Marie, you listening to me? It's always best to put these in comments because when you put them in voice messages and you tell me the most fascinating things in our conversations, but I forget them. This is the best method. I relearn things that I saw at the time.
Yeah. She also said, speaking of subscriptions, don't you technically also subscribe to your house or apartment?
Yeah, it's called a mortgage.
Or even rent.
Yeah, or a rent.
You know, rent, mortgage, whatever you're paying.
Mortgage. But it's like, if you look at the word mort, it's death in French, right? And then you have gauge on the end. So it's till you die. It is a death gauge. Mortgage.
Well, that's really depressing.
Isn't it just? Did you not think of that? / know that?
No,
I read that somewhere and it really stuck with me.
I did not read that.
Mortgage. Freaky, huh?
Yeah.
Volder mortgage.
Oh my gosh.
Oh dear. Did she say anything else?
No, I think that was all the comments.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for being our commenter of the week.
Yeah.
We'd give you a cookie if we had any.
No, Alice made the most amazing cookies
Oh,
last week.
gosh.
Kinder Bueno, big chunky chip cookies.
They were so nice.
They were really good.
Like, buyable nice.
Yeah. They were very professional. She was very proud of them.
I promise nothing, but I think one day we need to find a way to send a little something to some subscriber for some reason.
Okay.
I don't know how.
We'll
Which
think
takes
about
us nicely from cookies to topic of the week.
it. Yes.
Food.
Yeah. More, well, like nostalgic food.
Yes.
So I saw a video, because that's usually where my inspiration for podcast episodes come from.
You know what? Before you carry on,
Yeah.
I know for a fact that Marie will have a lot to say about this because her and I both agreed we are definitely foodies. Right? We have this in common a lot. So
Well, hopefully this won't disappoint because it's more like snacky stuff, I guess, and treats. But so this video I saw was this lady who was doing like a sort of eating challenge, I guess, of on that day eating what she would have eaten as a 10-year-old. So she was 10 in 2001.
That makes me feel really old.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, so the things that she had, so she showed everything she ate. So for breakfast, she had a massive glass of Sunny D. So Sunny Delight.
Yeah, you see now, when I hear that, I'm going to go off on a tangent for almost everything you say.
That's fine.
Just bear with it. James Berry and I used to do that in 2000 when we were in the sixth form together. We would buy the family size and drink that
They were
crap
massive.
from the bottle sometimes. Right?
Gosh.
Terrible.
Yeah.
So, but I'll explain more
of
about
all
it. Oh, it's terrible.
the E numbers and additives and everything.
I'm
Because
surprised.
so the Sunny Delight that she had obviously, because you can still buy it now, I think.
It's junk now. I mean, it was junk
But
then.
but it's completely different. She was saying like it does not taste the same because there are obviously much stricter regulations. So that was her drink of choice for breakfast as a 10-year-old. And she had a massive bowl of Nesquik cereal with the Nesquik powdered milkshake drink on top.
It's not
So
just
mixed
normal
in.
milk. Oh, no.
Yeah, not just normal
You've got
milk,
to go
but like the
mile.
milkshake.
Or is it the extra milk? Anyway,
Oh
carry
my
on.
gosh. And then for lunch, she had you remember the McCain boxes of chips that you could cook in the microwave?
Yeah.
So she had that.
Daddy or chips.
Daniel chips. And then those little round pizzas, the Chicago Town pizzas, which we still...
Is that the ones we have?
Yeah, I sometimes get them for you guys.
Yeah, I love those things.
Yeah, I don't really remember them when I was younger, but I think that's maybe just because we didn't have them, but that's what she said. She had that time. And then the sort of sweets and things that she was having during the day.
I can't believe you made a that's what she said joke.
Huh?
You made a that's what she said joke.
Did I?
You said that's what she said.
Did I?
Yes.
Oh.
I'm just going to
Thought I
laugh
said
quietly
that,
like a
that
child.
she said.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Continue.
Don't remember what I said then. Like the sherbet dip dab, I think they were called.
I remember that.
Yeah. And
You know,
like the
apparently
Hubba Bubba.
sherbet in the US is not the same as sherbet in the UK. Something else.
Why? What's sherbet in?
I can't remember,
US?
but there's a YouTuber, Evan Edinger, who explained the difference. Because what we call it is not what they call it.
Oh,
It's really interesting.
that's weird.
Yeah.
And the Hubba Bubba chewing gum.
Oh, yeah.
And
It was
then,
bubblegum, I think.
Yeah, bubblegum flavored. And then there were these little drinks, and I remember having these. They were in like a sort of clear little plastic cup
Yeah.
with a very like flat, round paper lid, almost not paper, but
You
you
could
know.
poke it. It was like tinfoil, almost.
Yeah, but it was even thinner than tinfoil, and then it came with like a really thin little straw
Yes.
that you would poke in the middle. They
I
were
know
like
exactly
20p.
what you're talking about.
Yeah, and they would be the brightest colours, like bright orange, bright red, and I'm sure again, like the Sunny Delight, they were full of crazy E numbers.
I had that in yogurt drink form, I'm pretty sure.
What?
Those drinks. I had them as yogurt drinks
Really?
as a kid.
But they weren't yogurts. What do you mean?
Maybe the ones that you saw, but I definitely had... And the bottles, they kind of went in, almost like an hourglass, if I remember rightly. Tiny little things with a straw and a foil lid. And they were yogurt drinks, the ones I remember.
Okay, well that's a different thing then.
Oh, okay.
This was like a juice type thing, you know,
Oh,
a bit
interesting.
like
Capri Sun, but not.
maybe the inside. But I was thinking like the Panda Pops. Do you remember those as well?
No,
The
I
little
don't.
bottles.
I don't
They
know.
were small bottles, screw lid ones, Panda Pops, and they were again all the bright colours. I'm pretty sure there was like blue
Oh, dear.
and yellow and oh gosh.
What are you putting
Just-
inside your body?
Yeah, but you didn't care in the 90s. People didn't talk about that kind of stuff.
No, we didn't.
So then I started looking for some other nostalgic 90s foods because obviously that's the decade that we
Grew up in.
the most, I guess,
Yeah, for
as
sure.
kids. So it is mainly like sweets and snacks because that's what sort of comes up, I guess. there were fruit pastels
Yes.
that were body parts. And I remember these. They came in like a little packet and they were different things. So you had like a hand, a nose, an ear, lips.
I definitely don't
know if you...
that.
No?
No. I do remember fruit pastels, of course.
Yeah, I mean, you still get fruit pastels now. But,
not those.
Then there were those sort of plasticky... they were like plastic straws almost that had like powder inside.
I remember that.
Yeah, that were then squeezed and you had to squeeze it the other way to open it.
Yeah.
And then you just pour it like some weird, awful shot into your mouth.
Yes. I hadn't thought about those. Wow.
There were these sweets that I only remember when I see the picture of them that were called Bubbaloo. And they were they were bubblegum, but they had like liquid in the middle. So when you bit into them, it spurted out into your mouth like strawberry flavoured. I don't know if you ever had that. And then you would chew it and it would become bubblegum.
Different.
Then I saw a few different like types of crisps. So there was a Walker flavoured toasted cheese.
Really?
Yeah. And these ones, which we had in our house, they were the Walker Sensations and they were the slow roasted lamb and mint.
I remember those.
And we used to get those. And at the time we had our family dog, Ellie.
Yeah.
Who was absolutely obsessed with these crisps. My dad would have the crisps and then give her the packet. And they were like the big packets, not
and she'd
small.
Just stick her head right
She'd
in.
stick her whole head in to lick the crumbs out at the bottom. And then as she would be breathing in, the packet would be like around her face. Honestly, it was terrible. But
I remember those. They were really nice.
Yeah. I don't think you can get them anymore. You can get like other types of lamb crisps, but not the Sensations ones.
This reminds me of Brannigan's, and I keep trying to find the Brannigan's beef and mustard that my coffee bar at school sold, Worcester.
Yeah, I just don't think that they have them.
You can find them on Amazon, but you have to buy them wholesale.
Like as a massive box.
Which is ridiculous.
Yeah,
you
we're not
cannot
having
find
a massive
them in
box.
shops. It's nuts. There was salt and vinegar too. Did you remember that?
Yeah. There's the corner yogurts that you used to get.
Yeah.
You still get them now, but some of the flavors are no longer. They had a Mississippi mud pie, which was toffee and coffee.
Ooh, interesting.
Flavored. That doesn't exist anymore. Then there were these they were called Shaky Jake.
Really?
Which, how we didn't remember this when we had Jake and we used to shake him. Well, that sounds really bad. Like, not shake him in a bad way, but when he was a toddler and you used to hold him and like make him shake and he used to go, like he used to make the best sound. Do you remember?
He did.
And then he would laugh. They were like these, they're milkshakes in 3 different flavors, and they kind of had almost like a Weeble effect. So they were like quite round at the bottom and then came up. Yeah, they don't exist anymore.
Sounds like a conical flask.
Yeah. And then there was a flip pop, like a lolly thing. All so you had like the lollipop, and then it had like a plastic flip top bit at the other end. So you could open it and fold the lolly into it.
I don't remember that. I do remember push pops, but not flip pop, no.
Atomic sour balls.
Nice.
Poppets. I don't know if you remember them. They had like different flavors of them. They were sort of small little chocolate balls, and then they had different flavors inside. I think they came in like a cardboard sort of box thing, like small box that you would then pop the top and pour them out.
Interesting.
I think.
I must not have eaten a lot of sweets as a kid. I was at boarding school for most of the 90s, so maybe I just missed out on that because didn't go and buy them because you had to go all the way to town to do it.
Yeah, maybe. Polos, they had
some unique flavors.
Yeah. So it was like in the tube, it wasn't minty. They were like sweet flavors, I guess. So they were all different colors inside.
Yeah.
And then there was these yogurts, which I was trying to explain to my mum this morning when I was talking to her. And I don't think she remembered them, but I absolutely remember having them at least once. They were by the brand Onken. And they were called... I don't know how to pronounce exactly, but I think it's Frou-Fou. So it was Frufoo.
I remember the name, but I don't remember why.
And they were like a round yogurt, And in the middle was a plastic center that had a little tiny collectible toy, a bit like a Kinder toy.
Yeah.
And then the yogurt was like around that. Like this bright baby pink yogurt.
It sounds like the middle of a pizza.
Yeah,
pizza,
something
with the table,
like
the plastic
that.
table.
And then did you ever have those lollies that you could like play a tune on, that you could whistle, like the whistle pop lollies?
I think so.
So they looked like a sweet version of a recorder.
Yeah, vaguely.
Yeah, that made like an absolutely awful sound.
Yeah, they would do.
Then there were Chewits. I don't even know if Chewits still exist.
There's like Opal Fruits, but not.
Maybe.
And Opal Fruits is Starburst.
Yes, Opal Fruits were Opal Fruits when we were younger.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear of Fizzy Jerks?
Fizzy Jerks. I'm trying to remember.
They were like a sort of tube of, well, fizzy sweets, I guess.
I wonder why they got called that. That's funny. Our American listeners are chuckling away over there.
Yeah.
That's a word they use more than we do.
Yeah. Sun lollies. Those ones that were in a sort of triangular cardboard shape. Did you ever have those? I actually used to get some of them for the kids when they were little. I haven't had them in a long time because they weren't really that interested. But they come as a liquid in these sort of 3D cardboard tube things. And then you pop them in the freezer.
Oh, right.
And then you just slice off the top.
No, that sounds like Calippo, but different.
Kind of, yeah, but in a different shape. Also, talking of Calippo shots. Did you ever have that?
No.
So that was in a sort of long, tall pot, almost, with a plastic lid. And inside were these little tiny, almost beads of Calippo ice cream, like the ice lolly, I guess. Yeah. But they were little beads, and you just like tipped it up and poured a mouthful of them into your mouth. It's like a handful into your mouth. But yeah, there were these little tiny beads.
That sounds kind of
strawberry
cool,
and lemon, I think.
Sounds fun.
Fruit gums. I'm pretty sure we still have fruit gums.
And flying saucers, of course. We still have those.
Flying saucers. Oh, all the penny sweets that you used to be able to get.
Well, Woolworths.
Yeah. But I remember going into the corner shop and they would have like the blackjacks and the fruit salad, all the penny sweets.
I like the taste of those.
Yeah, those are really nice.
Do they even still do those?
I think you can get them if you buy from, because there's lots of sort of sweet companies, small and big, that will then buy in bulk. So then you can buy like, you can make up a pack of whatever kind of sweets and you can get them that way.
I really liked blackjacks. I hadn't thought about that.
Frosties.
And also refreshers.
Refreshers, yeah. Oh, I love refreshers.
And pear drops.
Frosties, they were also a sort of sucking sweet in a tube.
Frosties?
Yeah, they were called Frosties.
I'm surprised they didn't get sued.
Nope. There were these little packets of penguin biscuits with a dip. They were called Flipper Dipper.
I think I remember that, possibly.
Yeah. Maybe. What else did I find? Oh, do you remember was a chewing gum, but it was like a really thin sheet, like small, thin piece. Yeah. So they came in like a plastic box almost, and you slid it out and it basically just dissolved on your tongue.
Yeah, I actually do remember that.
Yeah, that was weird.
Definitely
they were weird. Mars planets. They had like 3 different chocolate balls inside. So one was soft, one was crispy, one was chewy. And you didn't know which one you were going to get.
Oh, okay.
What else Roundtree's Bursting Bugs.
The name is familiar.
Yeah.
Probably just from TV ads. But
yeah, they were bug sweets. And when you bit into them, they squelched out into your mouth, which is really gross when you think that they were in the shape of bugs. One of the ones that kept coming up as well was the crispy roll, the Dairy Milk crispy rolls that you like. Those thin little sticks. Yeah, you can still get those. And actually they do other flavours now as well of those.
Do they?
Yeah, I don't think they did before, but you can get Twix ones and Bounty ones.
Oh, I got to try Twix.
Yeah.
I do not ever want to hear about Bounty.
No. We're not a Bounty household.
No, because it has coconut in it.
Yeah,
And
we don't
coconut
do
and chocolate do not go together.
No, we don't like
And
that.
if you say it do, I'm not your friend.
If you say it do. Did you say about the push pops?
Yeah.
Yeah, like where you slide them up and...
Yep.
Yeah. We did the Panda Pops.
They were crazy.
They were...
These are all
really
sweets,
bad.
right? But do you remember Pop-Tarts? Not Pop-Tarts, Hot
Yeah.
Pockets.
Yeah. I do run Hot Pockets.
They got taken off the market because they kept burning people.
Yeah, I don't think we had Hot Pockets.
You never did? They had some great flavours.
So.
But I think even the default, like ham and cheese, my mum would get those for me during the school holidays when she'd be out and busy.
Well, yeah, because they would have just been really easy, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
For you to
They were great.
pop in.
And I was very, very careful and didn't burn my face off. But
Thank
you could have.
goodness.
Because the inside of those was like, I don't know, hotter than the sun
It was like
temperature.
lava.
It was
honestly.
mad.
Yeah, those were really bad.
I'm trying
There's
to think.
loads of other like Hubba Bubba type things that, you know,
Yeah.
basically sugar that you... Oh gosh, I've just found actually one thing that I vaguely remember, and it was gold nugget bubblegum. And it's these little tiny sort of almost shards of yellow stuff, all different shapes and sizes, to look like gold nuggets. And then you chewed it and it was gum.
Do not remember that at all.
Oh, that's so weird. These things that I'm seeing, like just giving me
It's coming
memories
back to you, isn't it? Like
so
flashback.
weird, just things that you would never ever remember. Tutti Fruities.
Yeah,
used
I
to
remember.
like
Oh
those.
gosh, yeah.
I thought you could still buy them, but maybe you can't.
They were nice. I'm sure I've had TV ads for them recently.
Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, so they're the ones that I found, but obviously they are all sort of sweets and treats. In terms of actual foods.
Yeah. Well, as we say, Hot Pockets
Yeah, they're Hot
discontinued.
Pockets.
There used to be something, and I can't find it now, called Hamwich, which was like, my mum used to do it for lunch, among with other things. And I don't remember exactly what was in it. But there was also another thing called, not crispy roll, like
There were
you
the
said.
crispy pancakes. The
Yeah, that's it.
Finders ones,
Yeah.
I think. They did like a minced beef one. You can still buy that now, I think.
Oh, you can? Okay.
I think so, yeah.
I remember those.
Yeah.
We bought them one day because we saw them on a TV ad. I think it was done by Pauline Quirk, actually.
Years in. I haven't bought them in so many years, like since Jake was a baby.
Yeah,
I did have them then.
I used to like those.
Um,
And I told you a long time ago about this brand of, and I think it possibly was Princess.
these are the pies.
Yeah,
I've never
in the
seen.
tins. And when I was going to university, my mum was busy working. She'd get them for me, and they actually had actual meat inside. So, like pot noodles are actually vegetarian friendly. I
But they
believe.
were something that you told me that they could go in the microwave, and tins don't go in the microwave.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's not the thing I'm thinking of. Then the thing I'm thinking of was a tin with a ring pull, and you would just pour water over it like normal from a kettle, not a microwave thing. I don't know what I was thinking of with a microwave. That must have been something else.
So you'd pour water on a pie.
It wasn't. This wasn't a pie. This was something else.
Oh, okay.
This was a tin, and in it you would have, like, basically a very small pasta dish, essentially.
Oh.
They were incredibly nice. Never found them again. It's annoying because I really liked them.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
It's funny, the things that you, like, would remember and find one day and then gone the next.
Yeah. There were, like, when I was at home,
Yeah.
when I was younger, there were like these microwave packets of pasta. They were dolmio, and they were in a little
They're still
microwave.
around.
Are they the pasta?
No, Dolmeo.
Yeah. No, I know that is. But this was like these actual little... You know how you have the rice that you cook in the microwave and you just peel the top?
Yeah.
It was like that. But it had pasta inside and then a separate sachet for the sauce. I used to have that. I don't know why I didn't just cook pasta like normally. Maybe because I was too young? I don't know.
It's crazy.
It is when you think that Alice has been cooking like pasta and noodles and stuff like that for since she was 11?
Yeah.
But we did have gas, so maybe it was that, or maybe I was lazy.
I
don't
didn't
know.
have... we had gas at mine, and I never cooked on mine.
No. It's a bit scary, really.
Yeah. Now you almost hard-pressed to find gas, aren't you?
No, I think a lot of people do have gas, but...
Oh, probably just blocks of flats and stuff.
Yeah,
If you
well, no,
have a
you
house,
can't have
then-
it in a block of flats.
Nope. That's why none of these places do.
Yeah, but they don't have it in flats.
My dad's place, which was built in 94, oddly, and it wasn't a very tall building, but I think he said he had gas for a long time, even though it's a block of flats. Because he was complaining recently of having to switch to electric and not liking it.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
I can't think of anything else off the top of my head. Can you?
I can't, actually. I was trying to think of the things I used to have, and I still do, pot noodles. But they still exist, so it's not... And they still taste quite the same, actually. Well, at least the one I have. I don't know about all the other flavours. But I have the spicy Bombay Bad Boy, which still tastes great. But I would definitely love to find the things I used to have back then. There were like bigger versions of that. Pot rices and pot noodle type things. One of them came in a massive oval plastic pot, which was really nice. I'm going to sneeze.
Oh,
I think. No, it's not working.
bless you.
Preemptively? Nice.
Well, maybe we should wrap up so you can sneeze in peace.
I shall do that. Drink my tea.
But yeah, tell us what kind of foods you remember, maybe sort of 90s, early 2000s.
Or if you're, more refined than that, shall we say, the foods from your childhood that you can no longer find at all.
Yeah,
There will be plenty.
I'm sure.
Pre-90s, pre-80s.
Yeah. So my Stroonge
Yes.
news for this week,
Is?
without giving the title,
Yes.
this is about a network outage that caused several government offices to lose phone and internet services in an Ohio county.
Okay.
So this was earlier in February. And there was an outage that knocked out phone and internet services, including the county prosecutor's office, which initially was thought to be caused by contractors accidentally slicing through underground fibre.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out it was actually a squirrel that had made its nest in with the fibres, the local fibre network.
Oh dear.
And he actually accidentally bit through the cable.
High in
So,
fibre, low in internet.
yeah, the squirrel was blamed for government internet outage and has now been relocated.
Did they sue the squirrel?
They didn't sue the squirrel.
Lovely bit of squirrel.
Lovely bit of squirrel.
That's quite cool.
Yeah. So there they were, blaming these contractors.
And it wasn't.
Yep.
But you know what, though? The cables must not have been of high quality, because squirrel teeth are only so strong. Maybe the contractors that initially laid the cable did a rubbish job and didn't use the right grade of cable.
Maybe. And he's just pointing it out to them.
Yeah. They call that like a pen tester.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. Animals doing the job of what humans should have done.
As usual.
Yeah, this happens a lot, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Because there was that story, I can't remember if I ever told it or if it was just one that I read, where, I forget which place, somewhere where beavers are, and the local officials had been umming and ahhing for years about cutting this tree down and creating, a dam and all of that kind of stuff, like, doing some things. And 7 hours later, the beaver, a beaver comes along, and 7 hours later, he's cut it down, made the dam, done it all.
I think that was one of our stories. Going back. It certainly sounds familiar.
Or if not, I've reread it recently. I can't remember.
I'll have to look, because that does sound familiar. And it's cool. Just animals doing what animals do, you see.
Exactly.
Speaking of that, I did have a lot of fun playing with the dog this week.
Yeah, people should go and listen to that recording, because that was
Pretty funny.
Yeah.
It was on Mastodon, and
She sounds like a gigantic, vicious beast when actually she's just a tiny, lovable creature that would never hurt anyone.
She's smaller than the ball
She's small.
that I was kicking around.
Yeah, it's a gigantic tennis ball.
But I would flick this ball very high up, and then she'd run and chase after it.
Yeah,
And
but
she makes the craziest
crazy noise, doesn't she?
Yes.
She sounds so angry, but
All the time.
she's not. She's just overexcited, ball obsessed.
Oh dear. And we had the farmers back this week as well.
We did,
The beeping farmers.
yeah, which are the farmers protesting,
Yes.
and they use the high road close to our house to sort of come through. So you get some really cool musical horns.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I love it.
Yeah, really cool.
Well, there you go. That's us for another week, isn't it?
Yes.
Wow. Tell us what you ate. And tell us what you miss. Because there are certain things I miss for sure. Out of all that list, what do you miss the most, do you think?
I don't know, because all of it is so sugary and bad for you. Oh, one thing I didn't mention was the pink wafer biscuits.
You forgot about those,
I
yeah?
forgot the pink wafer biscuits that I used to have as a kid and absolutely loved. And they still do them. And I buy them every now and then because Jake and I like them.
Yeah.
They're definitely not as sweet
No.
as they used to be.
They can be a bit cardboardy.
So maybe them, because I did and still do like them. They're just not quite.
Not
quite
the same.
Yeah.
Loads of things are not the same. So when old people tell you it's not like it used to be in my day, and you laugh because you're young still, it's true.
We're actually saying it now.
I know. I think that's a sign of the times.
Mm-hmm.
Should be worried, right? Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for listening, and we will catch you in a week's time. Until then, however.
Bye.